Well,
Hello.
good evening and welcome to Wrasslecast with myself, Pete the Metalhead, and my ever lovely co-host.
Oh, thank you. Elf with D. Raven. Hello to all of you, and welcome to episode number... Shit, what number are we on now? 3 or 4?
I believe it's the 4th one. We're at Wrasslecast 4. We're having a big tournament for the world title.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put in the old, United States title tournament. So yeah, welcome back. And this week we're discussing Raw and Smackdown for dates of the 28th. I mean, it's the 29th if you want to really be technical, because it's past midnight. And Smackdown's was it the 2nd?
Yep.
2nd of May? Yeah, 2nd of May. So yeah. And we're going to sling a little few predictions in. We're not going to go completely into detailed predictions about Extreme Rules, but we'll get a few things out there, maybe the top matches, because in my opinion, the card for Extreme Rules isn't really that strong this year. There's only 2 matches I'm actually only looking forward to, but maybe we can sling that back and forth. So
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so do you want to start us off, or shall I?
Oh, well, I'd definitely like to start this off, because Raw this week starting off with possibly one of the best promos ever, because... Bray Wyatt's the whole John Cena Bray Wyatt thing. John Cena comes out, starts going off at the crowd, like, how could you, vote me against the Wyatts, against all of them? Do you hate me or something? And then he starts name dropping, like, NXT wrestlers and stuff, and, bigging them up and whatnot. And then he goes, he's saying, like, I know I can't do this forever and stuff, and it's like, oh, I mean, is he doing a possible hint at retiring though? I don't know, but pure speculation. Maybe might get another swollen tennis elbow that he had and shit. But anyway, enough about my hate for John Cena. Now for my love of Bray Wyatt. And yeah, fucking. So John Cena's promo goes on, and then out of nowhere, little kid starts singing the song that Bray's been singing for the past few weeks now. He's got the whole world in his hands.
In his hands. Can I actually reiterate this? Sorry,
yeah,
go on. There was actually a steel cage down while John Cena was doing this promo, if I'm wrong. Was there a cage down, or was that the week before?
Yeah, you're right. You're good to call me up on that. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, there was a steel cage, obviously, to promote the steel cage at Raw. There was one coming down. I've wrote it down. It's John Cena obviously starts out with why the universe voted to make him what did I do to deserve, facing the Wyatt family last week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then bang, you see that. You see these kids, basically I'm assuming they were choir kids. I'm assuming they were obviously choir kids. And you hear like this really high voice singing the whole kids in his hand. And you're thinking, what the fuck? You think, what's going on? And then you see them all on the ramp, like all walking down with Bray Wyatt and that. Cuts again, and then this was what's at first I thought, okay, this is kind of lame. But then he cuts to another scene. I think it came back from the break or whatever, and then you see all the kids around the outside wearing sheet masks, looking in, continuing to sing, and I just thought, now that is some freaky shit right there, you know what I mean?
Definitely. And Bray Wyatt didn't even say anything, did he? He was just sat there with a kid on his lap and a goat mask. And his laughter cut right through me. I mean, I wasn't marking out, I was just genuinely like fucking, I was genuinely creeped out beyond belief. And, so... There you go. I think that's a sign that fucking, someone who marks out to Bray Wyatt like crazy is now fucking disturbed by him. I think he's a made man, heel wise. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely think Bray Wyatt or even the Wyatts or the whole group together, the whole gimmick of the Wyatt family is definitely the best heel group we've seen in WWE for a long time. I would probably put it up there with probably top 5 best heel groups of all time. I would honestly because I don't think. There was the Nexus that was pretty cool, but it had it wasn't done as well as the other ones. I mean, we obviously had Steve Slater and Justin Gabriel. It had the kind of the jobber members. Then obviously you had the Core, which was fucking terrible. The Shield has gone over really well, but yeah, it's been definitely out there. So yeah, so then John Cena's in the ring. He's kind of in the whole world. They keep singing "Holes in His Hands," and yeah, as Pete said, he just starts laughing demonically on the microphone, and then the camera zooms into this child with the sheet mask, while John Cena's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Yep. So it's weird.
And then out of nowhere, it goes to the bit. Yep.
I love that. I honestly love that. I've got that on my phone, and sometimes that can be my text tone.
You should link me to that. I wouldn't mind using that as my text tone as well.
Yeah, I will. I've got Follow the Buzzards as well on there, but it's not very loud, so I have to turn up the volume like really loud on it. I'll see if I can find it a bit later. So we jumped straight into the first match, which is fantastic. We've had the Usos versus Wrassle, and I think this was for the tag team tournament. Not tag tournament, the tag team titles, wasn't it? Was this for the tag titles? I think it was.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, it was. It was a pretty decent match to start off all with. I mean, obviously the Usos weren't gonna drop the titles on the Raw right before a pay-per-view, but I mean,
definitely not. No.
Are they set up for a tag match at all at Extreme Rules? I don't remember seeing them on the card. I could be wrong, but
I don't think they are. I think I'm positive there was explanation there was going to be the title match. This match was going to be held at Extreme Rules, but I think it was changed. I honestly don't know. Someone's going to have to correct us on that. I think I do remember seeing something like that. Oh. But we see why Wrassle has been working. They've been winning obviously the last few weeks. They've been doing very well. They've actually been getting pushes. They've kind of made themselves dominant as a tag team finally, other than just jobbing like all the time. So the match was fantastic. It picked off slow. It started off slow, but it picked up a lot. We had a lot of good back and forth towards the end. Also stay with the Usos jumping again outside the ring, and we had Jay damaged leg as he jumped out of the ring. I wasn't sure if he was playing on that or he did actually hurt his leg. I don't know if you remember that.
Definitely. Yeah, it was, I was generally concerned about that because then because he was really selling it like crazy. If it was kayfabe, but
at first it did look like it was a kayfabe. It looked like he was like. He was just putting it on, but then you could tell. Sometimes you can tell if a wrestler's really hurt or they're faking it. When you know they're hurt, you can tell that they're hurt. You can see. So it looked straight away. I said to Michelle, "Did you think he's faking that?" Because he looked like he. But then he got in the ring later, and they did moves on it, and he looked like he was selling it. So he could have been selling it. Could have been selling it a lot well. So it gets towards the end. I think the end with the Usos doing some super kicks. I think Axel went for the perfect play because it was broken up for another one, and then I think the other one turns around, super kicks him and hits the splash, and the Usos get the win. It was actually a good match. Realistically, I would like to have seen that match taken at Extreme Rules instead. It probably would have been better. Maybe like a tables match or something, or maybe even a ladder match, a tag team ladder match. That would have been good. But obviously we're not going to get that, which sucks, But that's one thing I want to say. One thing I want to say a bit later, why is there's 8, as far as I'm aware, there's 8 matches on the card, and only 2 of them have stipulations. 2 of them. Cage match and an Extreme Rules match. I thought this is supposed to be the night of Extreme, and now there's only 2 Extreme Rules matches. Are we seeing the end of Extreme Rules now? Could they be maybe dropping it? I know, but I don't know. So I think I mentioned that last week, but,
I think you're on the ball there, because, like I said, when I was watching it last year, I was new to this Hell in a Cell and TLC pay-per-views. I was like, why the fuck did you name a pay-per-view after a match stipulation type? But Hell in a Cell had 2 Hell in a Cell matches, and then TLC had 1 TLC match, and it's just like, why the fuck would you call a pay-per-view that if you're not going to bother doing anything with it?
I know. It's just. Ooh. Careful. It is raising questions, but let's move on. So what happened to Daniel Bryan airs? What happened last week of Kane? Oh, sorry. The Adam Rose promo aired, and it says next stop Monday Night Raw. So we see that Adam Rose is going to be on Raw next week, which is fantastic. They haven't played too long. The promos out usually before when we saw Sandow and all the other ones. They played that for months. So it's been about 3 weeks, and now he's coming to Monday Night Raw. So it's going to be kind of good to see him. If you've already seen his entrance on NXT already, then he comes out of all the people and the bunny and everything. It's just like he really is going to be the new Fandango. So that's going to be looking forward to. Do you like Adam Rose, or do you think he's just another bit? Do you think he might just end up being a jobber in a few years?
Well, it's hard to say. Anyone could end up being a jobber. I mean, you look at Ziggler and Sandow; they're like good stuff, and now there's nothing but jobbers. But Adam Rose. Unfortunately, I've not seen any of his matches. I've seen his entrance and shit, and I think he'll be a good. I think he'll be a good comedy. Is he going to be a heel or a face? I can't really tell with this stuff. If he's going to be like like kind of a buffoony, arrogant heel, or if he's just like a light-hearted face. But either way,
I think it's face, to be honest. He looks more like a face.
So I reckon he'll have a good run as a comedy heel, comedy face in him. As long as he doesn't end up Santino, which is horrible to think, but it might be the case. But I'll have to watch some of his matches, and actually next time I'll give you a proper opinion when he debuts. So.
He's actually a really good wrestler. I mean, he was under Leo Kruger, I think. I'm probably going to get corrected on that. I'm positive it was Leo Kruger. And I didn't watch a lot of Leo Kruger's work, but a lot of comments and fans were saying that, he wasn't good, he needed a change, and now he's doing Adam Rose. A lot of people started to, at first I thought, really? WWE are starting to go more, like, the whole dancing. First we had Brodus Clay, now Fandango, now we've got, so they're going for the more dancey one, so they're doing another dancey one. So I'm thinking, for God's sake, this guy's going to end up being job. So, what was that?
Sorry, okay. I just knocked something over, it's all good.
Alright, cool. So I was kind of weird that, not weirded, but kind of like a bit, again, another dance one, but, he's not a bad wrestler, he's got one match on NXT, he's kind of got short matches, squash matches, but they're cool. So moving on. So we went off track a bit there. It shows Dee Bryan what happened last week and said that he was going to be here tonight after, his brutal attack by Kane, which we obviously know why Kane attacked him. Not only was it to tell the storyline, it was to get Daniel Bryan to probably mourn his dad a little bit more, so fair enough. So we move on to Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil. Now, Titus O'Neil, it's one person I thought, when he broke away from Darren Young, I thought, okay, now this is going to be good, because, like, Titus O'Neil is actually quite a talented wrestler. He has the ability to be a cunt. He has the ability to be a face, and I thought, okay, he's gonna, when he goes solo, he's gonna do really well. And has he done really well? No.
Nope.
He's not
straight to the job zone.
Yeah, exactly, straight to the job zone. So he faces Sheamus. Titus O'Neil attacked Sheamus before the match, like whistle and gets some kicks in, beats him down, trying to get the typical heel early advantage, the ref rings the bell. It was quite a short match, I think. If I was correcting if I'm wrong. I think the match gets started and then he basically bro kicks him out of nowhere to get the win. I don't think that match was even longer than a minute, I don't think. Was it longer than a minute? It was quite short, wasn't it?
I didn't time it, it was pretty short. I can remember it's probably about a minute or two at the max. If we go from the beginning of the bell to the win, then no more than about a minute or two.
I think he beat him out, they stopped the bell rung, and Sheamus out of nowhere just hits the bro kick and gets the win. I think he just basically clobbered him. I know I found this one. Yeah, that was on my phone. Sorry. Nice. So that was a quick win, which is a shame because Titus and Sheamus could have been actually quite a good match, but again, they're just cutting down. Sheamus has been stale on me for bloody months, even years now. He needs to start getting back into a decent storyline. So So this Raw, moving on, this Raw was Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was at this Raw, and obviously he's on to. He sounds so surprising. It's like, oh my god, Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah, no, really sarcastic because this segment was painful to watch. Horribly.
It was, but painful. It was also. We were talking on Facebook during that, weren't we? Like when that happened, and, it was like
unfortunately, unfortunately, I had a couple of drinks inside me at the time as well. I was just like, what is this shit?
It was kind of funny to a degree. I mean, for its, it wasn't exactly like. I mean, I've seen him more embarrassing stuff from WWE and promos and stuff. I've seen more embarrassing stuff, and it was good as it was going to get. So Hugh Jackman comes back, and no, guess what? He's promoting his new movie, Days of Future Past, X-Men Days of Future Past, which absolutely looks amazing. But we're not going to talk about that. But it does look amazing. So he comes out with Dolph Ziggler. They show a recap of last time he was there when he ended up basically decking. You wouldn't have been watching WWE about then, but he was supporting Zack Ryder, and obviously he just decks Dolph Ziggler straight in the jaw, which actually looks like he actually hit him. Then Dolph Ziggler then shows a promo for Days of Future Past. Not the best promo he showed, but it's not a bad one. Yeah. So he comes out, big pop by everyone, basically, And then they're talking, they're good to see each other, they're saying, it's good to see you, how are you, and blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, Damien Sandow comes out, and who does he come out as? He's dressed as Magneto. My God, this was hilarious, and I'd have been a little bit of drink as well, and I just thought, wow, they are actually going to do. I mean, Sandow's like, I don't know, his place right now to be in a job is pretty bad, but to have him come out as Magneto for a Hugh Jackman segment is like, and I've actually got it in the things, in the brackets here on the notes, they actually did this. So he comes out as Magneto, comes down, he says he's better than everyone, starts to cuss off Ziggler and obviously Hugh Jackman, because of my magnetism or whatever, and then he tries to kind of take the microphone from Hugh Jackman, and then Jackman pays along with it and just goes, oh my god, he said magnetic powers, starts to grab his mic, Hugh Jackman throws it into his chest, and then Ziggler hits him with the zigzag. Jackman hip tosses him, and then he takes the zigzag thing, and then they basically batter Magneto. So it was pretty funny. Come on, it was okay.
Whenever he watched, because I gave up watching it because like Sky went down or something, didn't they? So I mean, I was so there. So I gave it a watch, so I rewatched it the day after and whatnot, and I found it a lot more funnier and shit, but I kind of felt bad for Sandow, just because it's either like, right, you job, or you dress up like a twat. It's like, if you want TV time, you dress like a twat.
Yeah, I mean, that's a thing with like, with any WWE thing, like, sometimes you got to do the most, like, sometimes you have to become the cleaner of a pub before you can become the manager. Do you know what I mean? Sandow is talented. It's a shame he started off so well, and now I don't know why he's great on the mic. He's a great wrestler. I don't know why WWE are just saying bend over and how much shit can you take in my ass. It's horrible, man. It's horrible to see talented wrestlers like Sandow being like pretty much like a trapped turd in the toilet, and now we're using the bog rush to get him down. And that's what it feels like. Sorry for such a graphic thing. So yeah. So what was our next match? What was the third match?
Let's just have a look. You see, yes, it was Big E versus Titus. Oh no, sorry, that was Smackdown. I'm confusing my notes here, so my apologies. Yes, it was Jack Swagger versus Cesaro. But
Cesaro. Yeah, was this one of the ones that was ending it? Was this a short match or not?
It wasn't. It was about medium length, I'd say.
It was a medium length match, that's what she said. So Heyman comes out before the match and cuts a promo, and now...
I love that joke.
This is what's good. He cut the promo of what... Thank you. He cut the promo of what I think was a meme that was going around on Facebook and social networking. I don't... Do you remember Do you remember it?
Alright, no, because I thought it came from him saying it on Raw on Monday, so shit. I didn't realise the meme had been going around before he said it.
When he was going knock knock, who's there? He actually, that is, if you check it on Facebook, that's actually a proper meme. And I got to thinking that that was posted on Facebook and Twitter a few hours before he came out, so I got to thinking, because Paul Heyman's all about social networking and stuff, so I thought maybe he saw that and ended up reading it out. I don't know. See if you can find the meme, or I'll find it for you and show it. So I genuinely thought he found that and then he read it out. So he might have done. I don't know. So he moans on about more, goes on about Brock.
Raven, by the way. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Mike.
Mike who?
My client Brock Lesnar broke the we knew where that was going.
We all do, yeah.
But at least he did it in a refreshing way rather than just saying it 58 times in a row and shit.
I just thought it was funny that he may have read probably a really good meme going around about him, because he obviously knows people saying about my client beat the streak. He obviously knows that that's annoying people. So, but that's good about Paul Heyman. It's good business, man. He knows what is best for business. I don't know if he went out of character to say that joke or not. I mean, he did say he was going out of character, but I don't know. So he goes on again, more saying about Brock Lesnar beating the streak. Match wasn't too bad. It was probably what I could tell, it was the worst match probably between these two. Usually when Swagger and Cesaro, face off, it's usually quite a good match. But this one, I didn't feel was that good. I felt it was a bit sloppy. I thought it was it could have been better. So it was rather short, okay based, and it ends with Cesaro winning with was it a German suplex? I don't know if you write that down. Yeah, I've written down he won with a German suplex, which was a bit of a weird way to win. So, hang on, I've just got my food and it's burning my lap. Let me just put that over there. Okay, there we go. So what did you think? In my opinion, I thought this probably was quite a bad match for those DC, because usually they usually do work quite well together.
I've not really got much to say about it. I thought it was a good solid match, but nothing spectacular to it. Just a nice thing to pass the time until Extreme Rules and whatnot. But I mean, it's not. Cesaro never ever puts on a really shit match unless he's like. Well, I mean, Elimination Chamber, I guess, but even then, he was like the highlight of the Elimination Chamber this year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, well, the rest of the thing might have been a bit meh, but it's like you say, good solid time filler match. So
yeah, it was. It was alright. I just thought usually Swag and Cesaro have fantastic matches, but I just thought this one was shit. Now I've written down Kane's mask is showed again. It showed in the case. Now I'm assuming that would happen last week. So why was Kane's mask showed in the case this week? Could it have been a promo or a trailer or something? I don't know why. I just wrote Kane's mask is again showed in a case.
Yeah,
is that,
it's in Steph's office. She brings it up later. It's like leading up to something.
Okay,
but I thought it was a pretty cool shot, but it was kind of left field a bit. Just I don't know. It's like, buy the WWE. It's like download the WWE app now, and then like 58 other adverts. Then out of nowhere, just kind of a slow, silent panning shot of Kane's mask, and then it announced, and it's like, intriguing.
Yeah, I just thought that was last week, because then it shows a thing later, doesn't it? And the mask is gone, and then Kane comes out and attacks.
I'm not sure.
No, because that would have been when he attacks.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
I'm sorry,
week.
I'm getting confused. I'm getting confused. I thought we saw this Kane's mask thing where.
That's not to worry, sir.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So the next match, sorry for the technical problems we had then. So the next match is, it was Cody Rhodes versus Alberto Del Rio.
Alberto Del Rio. I really wish that Ricardo Rodriguez would actually come back as his manager, but there we go. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Mexico's greatest export, according to JBL, but then again...
According to...
Yeah, but then again, JBL keeps saying fucking Hornswoggle and El Torito is the match of the goddamn century, so... We can't trust JBL.
No, obviously it's just him being sarcastic in his own little way. So we see Cody Rhodes and Del Rio in a really good, solid working, fast-paced match. This is probably one of my favourite matches of the night. They were just going back and forth at it. Really good working. I like to see these two go at a pay-per-view or even a WrestleMania. I think these two have really good chemistry together. So it was pretty short, unfortunately. It ends with Del Rio doing a super kick and then hitting the armbar, obviously, so he gets the win. Goldust tries to confront Cody, but Cody just pushes him away, which is obviously again showing more signs of them breaking up. Now, a lot of people have been wanting to see Goldust versus Cody Rhodes, and I want you people to put in comments if you're watching this. Do you want to see Goldust versus Cody Rhodes, or do you prefer them as a tag team? Because my opinion right now, I prefer them as a team. What about you?
I've enjoyed Goldust since he's been back, but he's been perfect. They've been perfect as a team and shit. Because leading up to WrestleMania, they looked like they were going to split up shitloads of tag teams. The Shield, fucking. Well, they did. They did break up by primetime players and shit, but and even the roles, it looked a bit wrong, and also the Real Americans. But fair enough. The Real Americans finally did break up, but it looks like it was going to happen, around Elimination Chamber time and whatnot. Yeah,
exactly. It did look longer than it did, but the
problem is. With Goldust though, once you get him into a single spot, can they really do any good promos with him and shit? Because the stuff used to be a bit risque. We'll see. Because for all we know, he could be on a, like RVD. It could be just on like a half a year or just over a year contract or something. So
I think Goldust said he was only sticking around to Mania of next year or so. I don't know, but obviously they are showing signs of splitting up. They are showing signs of breakups. They are definitely, showing signs of angry and pushing. So that was a good match, good solid paced match. So we move on to the fifth match. And why have I labelled it the fourth match? I'm a bit of an idiot here. Hang on, just let me change this right now. We move on to Rusev versus Alexander Woods. Xavier Woods, sorry. Now obviously these are just squash matches to build for the handicap match at Extreme Rules. So obviously very short match again. Rusev comes back with the powerful moves, hits on Woods. He goes for the camel clutch, but Truth comes in and he braces up, saves his partner. They both double team him, hit him out the ring. And then obviously both going over the handicap match at Extreme Rules. So obviously these two, I might be confusing that with Smackdown, to be honest, because I know they had one over on him on Smackdown. But so these two obviously doing a handicap match. I don't know if it's a tag match or two actually versus one. I don't know if they will actually both be in the ring at the same time. But obviously, so these two go over. The match ends in DQ, which is a little bit, a little bit weird. A little bit, I kind of wish that again, because I don't know. I think Rusev and who he's facing, they could make his matches longer. Again, I know they're only supposed to be squash matches, but there we go. Anyway. So we moved on to RVD. RVD was interviewed for his match with Barrett. which was coming up in the night, which was the final for the tag team Intercontinental title tournament. Whoever wins would go and face Big E at Extreme Rules. Zeb comes up to him and tries to recruit Van Dam by saying, I hate Thingy, you hate Thingy, Paul Heyman. Obviously Van Dam declines. He doesn't want anything to do with Zeb Coulter, which is fair enough. I don't know if RVD was involved earlier in the Cesaro match. I don't think he was. So yeah. That ad shows that Alter versus Hornswoggle will be the pre-show at Extreme Rules, and I think I can say for everyone here, oh my god, thank you so much. I sounded a bit like Richard Nixon there, but yeah, so it's going to be. I'm not a crook. That was my phone. So it's obviously. I don't even know what it is. What is this Hornswoggle and Alter match? It says it's a LC match.
That opponent was just so bad. Oh yeah, but I don't know. It's to be honest, I feel in a way I kind of feel good for him because at least they're actually doing something with him rather than just being fucking. Midget, little people mascots and shit, because fucking, because that's unfortunately, that's what all they are, they're like, hey, we're little, laugh.
Oh yeah, I know.
So, at least they're giving them something to do, even though it might feel a bit weird or forced, but,
Yeah.
Remember, this all started at the WWE Hall of Fame, it's all very serious, Hornswoggle and El Torito came out, right after the Jake the Snake entrance speech, which was really, it was good, but it was really kind of sad in a way. It was kind of tearjerk, and then all of a sudden, hey, Hornswoggle and El Torito, and then and then it's progressed throughout the weeks, and now we have the WLC. Oh, I can't even say it.
It's like WLC match, which is making it.
It just pains me to say it. I can't say it.
I know. I think, as far as I can tell, I think that it's I don't know, because it sounds like it's supposed to be like a small person TLC match or a little person TLC match, but I don't think it is. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck a Wii ACL match is. Is that a known term for like a midget match, or I don't know, man.
It's a good point, because I assume they'll they're fighting. If it's going to be like a normal TLC where they have to get up the ladder and shit, they're going to have they have to do a normal sized ladder, and what would they grab to win the match? It's probably just a match with tables, ladders, and chairs in it, and they probably
Well, I don't know. Well, two reasons might be fitting. One, because it's Extreme Rules, so obviously it might have a stipulation to be a small person TLC match. But two, it's going to be it's the pre-show, so it's not going to be like
fair enough,
a fantastic thing, is it? So there might be some weapons or ladders involved in it. I don't know. It could be something completely different altogether. I don't know, but all I know is that
I probably put too much thought into it, to be honest.
We really shouldn't be, should we?
I should just be like, hey, comedy match, some light-hearted humour. Let's have a laugh and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So we move on to the match. We see Los Matadores versus 3.5 MB or 3 MB, whatever.
Yep.
So we don't have El Torito and that. They wasn't in the match. So it was okay. It was a solid tag match, typical normal tag match. Both teams doing back and forth stuff. Ginger tries to break up Hornswoggle and the ball.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call him the ball outside, and then he ends up getting hit in the groin at some point, which was quite hilarious. But which is weird. So he gets in, but then Heath Slater hits the swing DDT, and they get the win. 3MB actually win a match in what could be fucking years. I was kind of thinking, what?
Heath Slater won a match. Yes. I don't understand the concept.
Exactly. They won, and I don't know why the writers decided to get them to win, but I suppose there we go. There we go. So yeah, they win. So an ad then showed. See, this is what's confusing me. An ad showed. I'm positive after this that it was going to be. An ad shows it was going to be Bray Wyatt versus Sheamus on main event, and I mistook that for Bray Wyatt and Sheamus on Smackdown, because on Smackdown it was a 6-man tag. So yeah, so ad shows Bray Wyatt and Sheamus are going to face each other on main event. I didn't see how that went. I'm assuming it probably went alright. I'm going to have to check out main event. So yeah, so we get next the Stephanie McMahon apology. She's going to come out and apparently apologise to Daniel Bryan after what Kane did last week, which she said the most like, "My God, Kane, Please don't do that. Oh my God, Kane, no, you bastard. I sound like a robot, you know, like the most caring woman ever in the world. Please, Kane, do the tombstone, you know, set the table on fire, you know, whatever. You know. So Stephanie comes out, starts by telling Dee Bryant to come out because she knows she's in the back. So Dee Bryant comes out with Brie Bella again. Stephanie says that she's sorry for what happened last week, but Daniel Bryan says that she's full of crap, you know, obviously, you know, like, she's full of crap, Stephanie. And promo goes on again, she kind of makes it seem like, I'm on your side. Again, Daniel Bryan says that she's full of shit, you know. Dee Bryant goes on to say that he will do the best he can to take out Kane at Extreme Rules. Even if he has to go to hell with him, then he'll do that with him. You know, Steph again says she's sorry for what happened, but to make it up to them tonight, she's going to book Paige versus Brie Bella for a Divas title match.
Yeah.
You know, Brie is obviously like, yay, I get used, yay, because I'm a Bella and I'm fucking useless, yay, you know, there we go. You know, just because the Bella's married like really good famous superstars doesn't not mean that they're worth, you know, our time or talented, because no offense, they're not. The Bella Twins are not talented.
The match itself, I did notice, because the last couple of weeks we've gone on about like how good the Divas matches have been in the last, you know, few weeks. And
yeah, that kind of killed it this week.
Yeah, I totally noticed the difference. It's like, you know, I was thinking maybe the Divas matches are actually good and I'm just being a bit of a bigoted twat, you know, like being totally sexist and shit. But no, then Brie Bella proved me right, so I was like, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go into detail why I don't like the Bellas, why they shouldn't be in WWE, why it was bad they came to WWE, and why them going out with main superstars, why they're getting the respect they deserve. I'm not going to do it because obviously I'm just going to get hated upon, but I'm sorry, I'm not anyone listening, I'm not a fan of the Bella Twins. They're probably okay to meet in real life, you know. I'm glad one of us married to Brian, you know. Obviously she's going to be supportive, obviously due to Brian and his loss, but I just, as wrestlers, as themselves, and obviously they're on probably the world's worst TV show as well, called Total Divas, you know, so just eating my pasta. So we see Brie Bella versus Paige for Divas title. This wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad match. But I will agree with, you know, my co-host here that, you know, the Diva matches were okay with Paige leading up, but this one was quiet. You know, I don't know. I mean, there was okay solid work without the Diva botchingness in a match, which you usually see. You know, when you go to one does a chop and the Diva acts like 5 seconds later and goes like, oh, you know, and stuff like that. So Paige goes for the win, and they're both down, but then you hear Kane's music and fire goes off, you know, and they're thinking, so they're thinking, Brian looks at the ramp ready for him, but no, you see a hand come out the ring, you know, and then he goes to grab Brie Bella, and he's trying to take her to hell with him, and I thought, okay, this is good.
Yeah,
this is the old days of Kane, to drag people to hell. You know, Dee Bryant gets in and saves her, and he actually gets a wrench, and he hits him straight in the side of the face with his wrench. He actually did a lot of this proper hurt. I don't know if it was a real wrench or a stunt wrench or whatever, because he dropped it, but he hits him straight in the face with his wrench, and it looked really hot. So yeah, he saves Brie. Kane sits up from this massive wrench attack. Tote slams Daniel Bryan again, tries to take Brie Bella to hell with him, but no, she gets out, and they both walk away while Kane's left in the ring laughing. Now that was such an awesome segment, promo, whatever. That was awesome. That was selling that match at Extreme Rules better than what I could have written down on paper. I absolutely loved that. What about you? You enjoyed that? You think they did well with that?
Excellent. No, you felt like, well, I can't really say anything that you haven't just already said. So it's like you said, just fantastic callback to the old days. You know, just coming out from under the ring. You know, all like fire and brimstone and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So finally getting to see the old Kane was what a lot of people wanted. A lot of people wanted to see the old Kane, you know, the one that's gonna. I don't know how good their match is gonna be at Extreme Rules. I don't know how. I'm assuming it might be fantastic. I'm hoping it will be. I'm hoping at least to see more than 4 weapons used. You know, a table, a chair, a wrench. You know. So we move on. I don't know if there was any Bo Dallas promo shown during Raw. I don't think there was. I can't remember if there was. So move on to the finals. And you can take this one, RVD versus Bad News Barrett.
Oh yeah. Fucking straight away, Bad News Barrett goes up on his podium. He's like, well, you know, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Picks apart Van Dam pretty well, and then they finally get down to the match. It was a bloody good match, you know.
It fucking was, wasn't it? It really was. It was fantastic, man. I mean, it was kind of rather slow and dull to start with, but I felt like it could have been a little bit more better than it was, but for what it was towards the end, the match picks up. and probably end with some brutal ball hammer elbow to RVD. Now I'm thinking straight away that RVD was going to win. RVD was going to win because obviously he's the returns. I thought, okay, well, there's no way Barrett's winning because he's already had an Intercontinental title shot more than a year ago, and then he got it back again from the Miz. But no, Barrett won, Barrett won, which I'm surprising. So I'm hoping if they do decide to make him beat Big E at Extreme Rules, we'll have a decent Intercontinental title run, because I don't know if he was around when he did, but yeah, just basically his last run was basically shit, and I think anyone will basically agree that. So match picked up as Swag and Cesaro come down as well. They tried to cost everything, obviously, because Swagger, wants to cost him due to Seb Coulter being the thing. He fights them back. RVD goes for the frog splash, but Barrett ends up kneeing him, and then RVD gets up to hit him with the ball hammer. What was that? Did you drop something again?
Yeah, sorry, I just dropped my phone this time.
Dropping a lot of things tonight. So he gets up, ball hammer elbow straight right into the face, and then there you go. And Barrett wins. And I didn't. Did you think Barrett was going to win, or did you just think RVD was going to win?
Well, yeah, kind of. Because I thought Cesaro was going to go to the finals and shit. When the tournament started, I thought, right, they're going to give him this push now. And then when he lost, then it's like, I was instantly thinking, it's Wade Barrett, it's got to be, because I don't think they'll bother. I think RVD's just on and off with short-term contracts, isn't he? So,
well, I don't know. I mean, RVD winning this title and winning the title itself could have been a good sign that he was sticking around a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It could have been a good sign, but I figured, it
wasn't.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I don't know how long he's staying around for this time, but fingers crossed he stays around for a bit. Maybe they could probably whack him in a title game, maybe, because I mean, you're thinking about that. Daniel Bryan versus RVD, that would be pretty good. But anyway,
that really would, yeah. That'd be
enough of my random speculation. Let's get back to the actual match in hand.
So after RVD wins, excuse me, how I'm eating pasta. Cesaro and that go to attack RVD. He fights them back, and he is frog splashing Cesaro. And Paul Heyman's face is just like, I could do with someone like him. He needs to be a Paul Heyman guy again, So he gives it that. We see Shield cut a promo about them facing Evolution at Extreme Rules. I didn't really mark down anything they really said. I think they just said the usual stuff that, I think it ended with Barrett saying, this is the justice that we're going to get on you. So again, promoting more Evolution versus them. I think... Oh, excuse me, so we got the main event, which was... What was the main event? It was
Orton versus Roman Reigns.
Orton versus Roman Reigns, which could have been a lot better. It was an okay match. Again, another slow one with a bit back and forth, but again, before the match. Evolution come down, and I didn't know what it was at first. I didn't know it was. It turned out to be Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, but they're all there in the ring. It's like, because this is the one where Ric Flair comes back. Yeah, I thought that was last week. Yeah, so sorry. I completely went mind blank there because I'm fucking exhausted and a bit ill. So I read online that Ric Flair was been spotted backstage and he was going to come out. So Evolution come out, she'll come out and was woo! So Ric Flair comes out. So you're thinking, okay, now we're getting Evolution again. Now we're getting the styling, profiling, like fucking ladies man whore, Ric Flair,
son of a gun. Yeah.
So he comes in. Goes down to the ring, cuts a bit of a weird promo, says he's happy to see them all, he's happy to see how far Batista and Orton have evolved, and Triple H, but I think I can't even remember what actually happened between them, but I think he actually sided with the Shield, as far as I'm aware.
In a way, he just kind of mumbled something, and he said, but these guys here, the Shield, and then he just kind of stops talking, and then he just fucks off out of the ring, and it's like, to me, I don't know, I don't want to make fun of him, because I'm not sure if it's the case if he's going a bit senile, or if he was drunk. If he was drunk, fair enough, I can take the piss out of a drunk guy, because it was hard to tell, it's just kind of mumbling and not making much sense, and then, it's like, I think he attempted to side the Shield, but, like I said, his incoherence was,
because he made some sort of kind of what's best for business and what's good for money, and he turns around and he shakes the Shield's hand, and Evolution a bit confused by this, so I don't know if Ric Flair's coming back, is he going to be managing the Shield? He's obviously not going to be part of Evolution. It was good to see Ric Flair regardless. I don't know if him managing the Shield is going to be really a good idea, or being with the Shield, but I'm hoping that will develop, maybe at Extreme Rules or a little bit later. So yeah, sorry about that. I forgot actually that Ric Flair, I did read online on a dirt sheet that Ric Flair was going to be returning. So yeah. So we had a solid work during the match with Batista and Triple H, obviously outside the ring. The Shield were outside as well. Towards the end, obviously the match gets out of control. They both start, attacking each other. Evolution again starts to dominate the Shield. Roman Reigns ends up coming back, hits some spears on people, hits one on Triple H as well. They grab some chairs, and they stop them. I think they come in with chairs. Dean and Seth drop kick them. They take the chairs, and Raw obviously ended with Raw ended with the Shield going over strong. And they went to triple powerbomb Triple H, where Batista and Norton come down with the chairs, and they obviously stop the Shield, and Triple H gets out of the ring. But they Raw ended obviously with the Shield running strong. Like, obviously, they're going to be the ones going into Extreme Rules. They're going to take some names. They're going to kick some ass. It's going to be a fantastic match. So, anything from you about that ending?
Well, yeah, as you said, the Shield went over strong, but personally, it felt. But to me, it's like we've seen it before, like on the video packages they keep showing from like what happened like last week or the week before, and Evolution beating Shield up or vice versa, and it's just like it was alright. I didn't think it was bad. I'm just saying, I've seen it before, so I wasn't like blown away or anything.
Yeah, it's just somehow. I think it was just to put over the Shield before before Extreme Rules, just to show that it's not all about Evolution, and stuff like that. So, I've written down. Go on.
Oh yeah, so well, that was Raw, wasn't it, basically? But sorry, what did you have written down there, sir?
No, sir. I just have it down saying it was kind of another slow Raw compared to last week. This week was okay. Yeah. Shield and Evolution worked well. And if they're coming back to with the Shield, I think that was a good twist. I'm not too sure what's going on about that. Mick Fair didn't make a whole lot of sense. He was on the mic. I'm going to have to watch that promo again. So not a bad Raw.
Yeah. I liked it more than last week's for definitely. If nothing else, just fucking. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm such a fanboy, but yes, Bray Wyatt. I fucking love Bray Wyatt. What can I say?
Man. The Wyatts are just everything about them is just fantastic. So we move on. So let's cue the big Smackdown logo for the 2nd, the 5th, the 5th, of the 14th. So we start off with Smackdown. We see like loads of promos before it actually starts between the Shield and Evolution. Again, we literally see about 2 to 3 minutes worth of promos. I was thinking, by God, what the fuck? We get the entrance and then we start off the match. Sorry, hang on. I'll be
epic.
We start off with the Usos and Sheamus versus the Wyatt family. Now, this was a really good opener. A really good kind of back and forth, typical 6-man tag action with both groups, and Sheamus actually working well with the Wyatts, because I haven't seen Sheamus work with the Wyatts for the first time. So it was literally good to see it. Match ended with Bray Wyatt made a blind tag on one of the Usos. He turns around and basically then hits a really crazed eye, Sister Abigail for the win. The Usos and Sheamus attack the Wyatts, making them go over stronger. So that was a really good 6-man tag opener, I thought. So you the same with you, or?
Yeah, like I said, SmackDown's not my preferred choice to watch, but
I know. But
like you said, last week was pretty good, and so was this. I mean, they started because they both. The key point is they started off with 2 strong matches.
Yeah, and I thought that's typical 6-man tag stuff. So I actually hated the next bit. So you can talk about this, because I just thought this was.
Okay, I can talk about this bit. Yes, El Torito and Hornswoggle do a contract signing. And you know what it is? It's not because I've explained my situation. I can explain my position on the whole situation. I'm just glad that they got those 2 guys doing something other than just being comedy mascots. Well, they're still comedy mascots, but they're not just like derp at the ringside. But yeah, the thing that pisses me off about this thing, it's not the segment itself. I thought the segment was kind of funny. It was pretty good. Making kind of a lot of fucking short jokes in it and shit. But the thing that pisses me off the most, I fucking hate contract signing segments, because it's just so basic and formulaic. Fair enough. I'm criticizing the writing of a wrestling show, fucking hell. But it was just contract signing. It's basically come down, yada 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 yada. Let's sign, or before we sign, let's have fights. D. You know, and that's it. That's it. And
exactly. I mean,
the segment I thought was okay. You know, like comedy wise and shit. And then for the oh god, I'll try and say it, the WLC match. Oh,
I know, it just makes you cringe, doesn't it? So before it gets started, Slater goes on the mic and says, Swoggle wants these demands. He wants to have a complete 24-hour training session with best of 3 B's band music. Right. And starts making demands, and we see like El Torito talk for like the first time, saying, I
was kind of shocked at that. I thought it was going to be silent forever.
And then, pardon me, he obviously speaks in Spanish or whatever like language he speaks in. Sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone there. So and then obviously the Smackdown's translate it, and I can't remember what they translated it to. It was like something like, if you mess with the bull, you're gonna get stung by the horn or something like that. So the Torito actually signs the contract with stamping it or with his foot, which I thought was a bit like, really? Are they really going to do this? So
it didn't even leave like a boot print. It was just like a random smear.
Just a random smear, which could have been easy done with a normal hand. Vicky Guerrero's also in the ring. She's making jokes, and what you can actually see in the crowd is do you know the famous the black dude, the guy with the guys, the opening eyes with the Undertaker streak thing, If you look closely, there was actually a huge head of him actually in the crowd, like someone had made like a huge head and the cardboard cut out. So that was.
I didn't notice that. Fuck.
Yeah, it was on the if you look at the match from the camera's point of view, it was kind of on the left. So if you're coming down the Titantron on the ramp, it would have been on the left hand side. So yeah, go back and watch that. Yeah, someone made a huge head. So they both start fighting it out, and then they both raise the chairs, and this is where I think, I'm not even going to bother on going through. Basically, what happens is Torrio jumps on them outside the ring. There we go. Let's move on. so that promotes to see Swagger versus RVD. And before that starts, an ad shows that it will now be Swagger versus Cesaro versus RVD at Extreme Rules. So we've got a triple threat elimination, a triple threat at Extreme Rules. Again, it doesn't say anything about a stipulation, only that it's elimination. There's no like hardcore or anything added to it. So
with Thingy, it's. Well, I was going to say triple threats are usually no DQ, but. If it's elimination, they might put a DQ on it. We'll see.
Well, I don't know. They say, they put over things like by saying that, every match, regardless if it's stipulation, there's no DQ anyway. So even though it's not said Extreme Rules, apparently they could probably still do it. They can still get extreme anyway, because apparently that's what it's supposed to be. All matches are extreme regardless. Well, that's what King said in the past. So I don't know. So excuse me again.
God, that was epic.
Sorry about that. Anyway, I tried to mute the mic, but it didn't really work. So we see Cesaro versus RVD. This was a short match, but Swagger and RVD, not Cesaro, but RVD and Swagger worked well actually. They did quite well considering working with each other. Heyman and Cesaro come down. They go on the commentary table. Again, Paul Heyman just a master, of doing, he's talking stuff like that. One's Michael Cole. Michael Cole thinking he's being like, I'm giving Paul Heyman the real questions. No, you're just being an arse that no one cares about. So Swagger and RVD, they go back and forth until the match leads outside the ring, where obviously he takes out Cesaro. Then he goes back into the ring, and then once again RVD hits the frog splash and gets the win. It's a pretty short match, but it was not a bad one. And after the match, Cesaro comes in and ends up doing the neutralizer onto RVD.
We're still running with that joke, just because I messed up the name once.
Exactly. So he hits the neutralizer, and obviously they smile, and obviously he's going over to say Cesaro's got RVD's number, so sort of thing. So yeah, you can go on with the next one. What did we see next? We saw.
I don't believe there was a promo. I think it goes straight on to Rusev versus K-Quick.
Yep.
Oh, K-Quick. Sorry.
So say K-Quick. Yeah, Patrice. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Archie, but it's just when he debuted in 2000, I just knew him very well as K-Quick, him and the Road Dogg, so it's just kind of stuck him.
Kid Rowdy, who's the man? Oh my god, that probably was the worst tag team ever to grace the planet. Some positive people could name us more worst tag teams, like the not Los Matadors, or the El Quistadors. I mean, that was just basically Edge and Christian in gold masks, So yeah, we see Rusev. Do you want to talk through this one?
No, it was because it's just a setup for the pay-per-view because the match itself was very quick and it was over very extremely quick as well. I mean, it wasn't even a squash match. I mean, it ended in DQ. I can't remember who got disqualified though. Was it like? Did our Truth get disqualified?
Yeah, I think it was because Xavier Woods came in and jumped on Rusev's back, and then they both hit a double drop kick on him, and like this is where they both literally looked like strong. And Rusev for the first time, which is basically like, oh, he's not beating anyone, you know. So this was putting them over for Extreme Rules, you know. So it wasn't bad to see, you know. It's good to see it's not going to be one-sided. I can guarantee the match at Extreme Rules itself. Again, I don't know if it's both of them in the ring at the same time or it's a handicap tag match. I don't know what kind of one it is. I mean, usually when you get wrestlers like Rusev, they want to face, like, I mean, you remember you probably don't remember, when Ryback came in, he was doing like 2 jobbers a piece at pay-per-views, so, you know, I don't know who's to say. So we move on to, we see a Bo Dallas trailer that airs again. Bo leaves, nothing about when he's coming to Raw or Smackdown or anything, so I personally think he's going to go to Smackdown and he's going to go to Raw, but, you know, there we go. Excuse me. And then we go on to let's get those hands up and go, yes, because Daniel Bryan comes out and cuts a promo about how at Extreme Rules he is going to do what it takes to completely bash Kane and take him to hell. He came out in a neck brace as well. You know, he was going to completely fuck him up and all that other shit. So Kane goes on the big screen of the Titantron and he shows a vignette or a promo or something showing, you know, but a really good together promo of Kane, you know, basically, you know, fucking Daniel Bryan, not literally, you know, destroying Daniel Bryan, so I say, at Raw, and then basically saying, you know, coming back, you know, and saying, you know, I'm going to beat you, and he just goes, ha 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 ha, and then fire goes off, and Daniel Bryan throws off the neck brace, which is a very weird thing to do, you know. So we didn't see another Bo Dallas promo airs, another one, you know, so that was really odd. So. Okay, I'm going to leave this next one to you, because I think you can put some good input on this. So we had Dolph Ziggler, and who was Dolph Ziggler facing?
Let me think. I'd like to say Damien Sandow, but no, it couldn't have been, because if I remember, it was Magneto.
Yes,
because he's using the same bloody costume he did at Raw, and it's just like, Hugh Jackman's not around, he's still really promoting the film, but... Either way, I thought match-wise, I thought it was okay. You know, Sandow, you know, played up, you know, the buffoon kind of heel, which was pretty hilarious and shit. And
the whole trying to use magnetism on him and stuff like that. You know, so it wasn't a bad match. It was a bit of back and forth. To be honest, good solid work considering the cape he was wearing actually got in the way quite a lot. Yeah, it looked like it was going in front of him. You could tell it was getting annoyed that the cape was like kind of getting in the way, but you know, there we go. So he tries to use his powers. Dolph Ziggler acts into it. The match sends basically the cape around his face, and then he hits a zigzag and gets a win. And obviously, I put the cape does in fact get in the way a lot because it did. So
whoa!
Excuse me, sorry.
I was just foodgasm on the other end.
I was just trying to try this food. So we see a Raw recap of Paige and a Paige promo. What we saw last week about how she's going to beat Tamina, you know, like some other stuff. So we didn't see Paige on SmackDown this week, but we did see a promo. So yeah, I'll let you discuss the next one. Not this one. I'll do this one. We saw next match was Big E versus Titus O'Neil, and this was a brutal match. We started out, it was so brutal. Before we even started, Titus O'Neil went out and got Big E, you know, just started bashing him, you know, hitting him. Well, they went outside the ring, he threw him over the announcing table. It didn't look like he hurt Big E, he didn't look like he hurted him. Just started kicking him, you know. He threw him again over the announcing table. He kept on hitting brutal attacks, you know, so a kind of darker side to Titus O'Neil, you know, so it was a bit weird at the same time, but yeah, he got him back in the ring for more brutal attacks. The match ends in DQ because the ref, like, was basically, you know, saying, come on, Titus, you got to stop hitting him, but, you know, but he calls it. And then basically Big E comes back, and I think hits the big ending on Titus, or just something, I can't really remember what he did to him, but yeah, so Big E comes back. So it could be that Titus was maybe trying to batter Big E down maybe before Extreme Rules, you know, maybe trying to, you know, get that softness worked up for maybe Wade Barrett, you know what I mean? Maybe something like that, you know? Could have been doing that, so, yeah. So we move on, we see Bray Wyatt and Cena Raw recap shows. We always see a lot of Raw recaps on Smackdown, you know. So yeah, the Wyatt's do a promo next, and this will be moving on to you. So
I'll keep quiet because basically every time we talk about Bray Wyatt, all it is me gobbling his balls. Basically, you know, I can't help it. I really like the guy. The guy is the first thing to make me mark out in 10 years.
And you kind of actually look like him a little bit as well, which is very odd. So,
that is why I bought a fedora. And it's not because I'm a fat atheist who spends a lot of time on the internet. Although I do that. Oh dear, I'm burying myself at the minute. So Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt promo.
No, that's alright. I'll do it.
Go after you.
Alright, you do it, and then I'll do it, and then you can discuss the Fatal 4 US title match, because that was a good one. So we see an old record player of the song playing for all of the kids singing. He's got the whole world in his hands. You know, so Bray does a promo about, you know, he's going to take the children away, and you know, and like he's going to save them, and shit like that, and like again says follow the buzzards again. So that was quite short. So we move on to the main event, which was a fatal 4-way match for the United States title. We saw Dean, Alberto Del Rio, Ryback, and Curtis Axel. You can take it away for this one and how good this match actually was. Now, this was a fantastic match, I thought.
Yeah, it was for a main event of SmackDown. It was, it was really decent. A lot of back and forth stuff. There's a lot of time when you notice, like, I noticed a lot of people, or two people were just like, you know, staying outside, you know, being knocked out or whatever, while two people in the ring would do stuff.
And
the most shocking thing I was shocked about it. Also, if I'm not mistaken, Raw advertised it as a 3-on-1 handicap match.
Yes.
And then when it gets to SmackDown, it's unless was it changed on like WWE.com or Twitter in the meantime?
I don't know, because that's what I was wondering. I said to Michelle and my friend on the day, I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be a 3-on-1 handicap match. And then when Lillian Garcia goes, this is a fatal 4-way for the United States title. I was like, when the fuck did they change that? So it's like either, you know, they changed it without us knowing, or it was done officially of a backstage pass or some shit like that. So it's like, it was weird, man. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good match. Basically, it had all three of them against Dean Ambrose at the start. They all turned on him, you know, but
and then eventually, you know, fighting broke out and shit, didn't it? I was quite surprised, really. The thing I was surprised most about was, you know, he defended the US title, and it's like, not so much the ending of the match shocked me, because I figured, he's not going to drop the belt right before Extreme Rules and shit. But I was just like, holy shit, he's defending the title against somebody. I mean, because to be honest, the US title now, it's just, I think I said last time, it's more or less like the European Championship. I mean, it's a championship, but who gives a shit?
Essentially speaking, Oh my god, we've seen Regal as a new European champion. No one cares. Move on. Probably had more value than the Divas title does, you know. So, it was good. It was it showed that Dean was obviously struggling. They all double teamed him, and then Curtis Axel went for the pin, and Ryback was like, "What are you doing?" It wasn't turn later, so they all basically turned on each other. Had some good match, like you said, some back and forth, some good fantastic work between all of them. Some near falls, he hit the perfect plex and it was broken up, and then Del Rio. This is what was weird about Del Rio. He took off his knee pad and like kicked it like he would do the CM Punk thing, and then even though he kicked Ryback in the head, it's just like, why would you take your knee pad down to kick someone in the head? It's like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, Del Rio? What the hell are you doing?
Was he doing it as like a move thing, or was he just taking it off because it became?
No. I mean, he's signing up for that kick, you know, that kick he does, and he took the knee pad down and he tapped the knee like CM Punk does. You know, he was kind of signifying that he was going to go for the kick, but the kick involves a kick and not a knee, so it was weird. So it had some breakups, some near fall covers, making you think that Axel was going to win, making you think that Ryback was going to win. You know, he ends up hitting the shell shock. Ryback does, and then it was broken up. It was really quite edge of your seat stuff, you know, like towards the end. Hang on, and then the match ended up with Dean getting a roll up, I think, victory, and then
it was pretty good.
Yep, them all attacking. I like to see Dean do his finisher, because that face DDT like thing he does it's really good, and Kofi Kingston can do that well. So after the match, they obviously attack them. They all started attacking him, but Roman Reigns and Seth obviously came down. They attacked. Roman hit some spears, and then I think they did a triple powerbomb to someone. Was it Axel or was it Ryback? I can't remember who they did it to.
Yeah, I think it was Axel. Oh, actually no, I think he did the Superman punch to Axel.
Yeah, but okay, yeah.
Then it was Ryback. Yeah, I really need to set more detailed notes. So my memory is absolutely terrible.
Because they did triple powerbomb someone at the end, and then they stand strong with the fists. I'm pretty sure they triple powerbomb someone. I can't remember. It was either Axel or Dario. It was one of them, but I'm sure the viewers or the listeners won't mind if we can't remember. So yeah, so that ends SmackDown. So SmackDown again, not too bad this week. Again, pretty average. Good main event. I think the Fatal 4-Way US title match was really good. Definitely something I would watch again. Definitely how Fatal 4-Way match. It's a shame they didn't save that for Extreme Rules, really, because if we saw that, but a hardcore match at Extreme Rules, then that would have been like twice as better, wouldn't it? Really. So we're coming to the end. We are pretty much at the end. We've got SmackDown and Raw done. Now there's a time. Do we add predictions for Extreme Rules? Should we talk a little bit about Extreme Rules if you want to? It's up to you.
Why not? We're just putting, our predictions out there. If they turn out to be wrong, it's not like we're going to be bitch slapped. Hopefully not.
No, it's not. So let's go over it very quickly.
Do you have the full match card handy on you, sir?
I do. Are you asking me that because you don't?
Yes. Just because this recording equipment's sensitive, and I'm worried if I click anything off, it'll just go completely kaput.
It's all good. I do. We obviously have the pre-show match, which we're not even going to discuss. We got Big E versus obviously Bad News Barrett for the Intercontinental title, which is all good. We obviously got Bray Wyatt and John Cena on the occasion match, which should be good. Paige versus Timmy and Snuka, which again should be okay. Evolution versus The Shield, just a 6-man tag match. I thought they would have made this like a table or something, but yes, that should be good. Daniel Bryan versus Kane in the Extreme Rules match for the titles, that should be good. Alexander Rusev versus Xavier Woods and R-Truth. It just says 2-on-1 handicap match. It doesn't say if that's a tag match or not, so I'm not completely sure. And last match,
if it's going to be a squash match, it'll probably be like they'll 2-on-1 at the same time.
Might have them win actually, So, and obviously the last match, which is Swagger versus Rob Van Dam versus Cesaro in a elimination triple threat match. So let's just go over quick brief predictions and who we think is going to win. So we're going to see Big E and Bad News Barrett. Who are you calling it?
I'd say Bad News Barrett.
Same Bad News. I'm going to go with Big E. Realistically, I mean,
motherfucker.
No, I would like Bad News Barrett to win. I really would. It would be fantastic if Bad News was to win, but I can't see him winning it just yet. But him winning a tournament, I mean, maybe there's a good chance he will. There's a good chance he might hit the bullhammer elbow. I can guarantee it's going to be a good match because Swagger and Big E have some good matches. So, but I'm calling it as Big E. He's not been champion really for that long. So so there we go. So we've got.
It's been champion since what was it beginning of this year or last year? End of last year.
It was last year. Yeah, I can't really bang on remember when he won the title, but he's been here for a while.
Well, to be fair though, I haven't really done much with him, which is a shame because he's a really funny guy.
Yeah,
we should make it more of a.
More. I mean, the Intercontinental title should be more of a mid card up there, defended every time, but it's hardly ever defended. So we've got Bray Wyatt versus John Cena in a cage match. Call it. Who do you think?
I want who I want it to be, but
yeah,
I never think it should be. If they're going to be carrying on this feud at all past this pay-per-view, they need to have Wyatt have a win. So because if it's just like John Cena just beats him every bloody time, then the feud looks bloody pointless.
Yeah, exactly. So
fingers crossed. Bray Wyatt, and I'm not going to be betting my money on that match because I got lucky at WrestleMania. So.
Did you actually win some money at WrestleMania? Betting wise?
Yeah, because fair enough, I betrayed Bray Wyatt by betting on Cena, but like I said, the only odds you could get that earn any money was on Cena. If you bet £10, you get £30 back.
Wow, So what did you win? Did you win 30 quid then?
Yeah, altogether. Well, I got 10 quid plus an extra 20 quid on top of that, so...
Wow, I mean, I was sure as hell thinking that it was actually going to be Bray Wyatt was going to go over, but I mean, obviously he didn't. So
it was just because my mate said, "Oh, it's a safe bet," and I'm like, "Oh," so we did a joint bet, so I just went along with him, and I really hated my friend that night because he was fucking right.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, Bray Wyatt I think should have gone over, but there we go. So I agree with you. I think Bray Wyatt's going to go over. I think because obviously he's got Roman and Luke outside the ring as well, so they're going to probably come into play at some point. They're going to probably try and keep Cena down. So I don't know if it's a pin match or has to be over the cage. I don't know, but it's probably going to be a good match. It will probably be second best match of the night compared to Evolution and the Shield.
I did see an unfortunate prediction that somebody made on Reddit. Somebody basically predicted like the kids had come out, the choir kids from Raw. They come out like wearing those robes and the gold mask, and then like it looks like Bray Wyatt's going to win, and then all of a sudden like they all take the robes off and they all got John Cena gear on, and and Cena turns it around and it's like, oh my god, if that's I don't doubt that would happen, but I really hope that's not what happens.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe that might happen. It does sound like that sounds quite. Yeah, that sounds like quite something that maybe someone might. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt it, but that would be maybe if John Cena was going to win. But I don't know. I'm still backing Bray Wyatt. So we move on. So we move on to Paige versus Tamina Snuka. Obviously, Paige is going to win because she's just become the Divas champion, but regardless, this should be quite a good match, I reckon. Tamina's a good wrestler, so is Paige, so we're probably going to see a hell of a Divas match probably on this.
Well, definitely, if she gets a clean win over Snuka, that's really going to solidify her as champion, because she kind of won it on a fluke.
Sort of, yeah. Sort of run it on a, it was a match, but yeah, sort of. So we move on to Evolution versus Shield, which will probably be the best match of the night. I can see this probably being nearly as good as the Wyatts versus the Shield. I don't think it will beat that. I don't think it will beat their match Elimination Chamber, but that was fantastic. It will definitely be a damn good match. It's kind of hard. It really is hard to call this one because it's gonna call it in the face of obviously depending on how long Evolution are gonna stick around for, they might get the win, and then obviously the Shield demand a rematch. But if the Shield win, Evolution might demand a rematch because obviously they perished. So it's a really hard one to call. I'd like to think that it maybe would end in DQ, out of control, and that will maybe set up the next pay-per-view. I don't know what the next pay-per-view is after Extreme Wars.
I really hope they don't do that, because fucking on Raw and Smackdown this past week, and the weeks before, fucking half the matches have been ended in DQ here and there. I really hope they just...
stick it out. So, I don't know... To be honest, I'm probably going with Evolution. I don't want to bet against the Shield. I want the Shield to win, but I can just think Triple H is always booked strong. He's always going to be booked strong, and especially in a returning group as well. It could just be Evolution's night. If not, this match is so hard to call. I'm going with Evolution. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to go to. Is that your same one as well? You going with them?
As you said, too hard to call. I'll just go with the Shield now, just so like. We have got a bit of contradictory point there, but personally, I'm with you. I don't know who would win. It's too hard to determine. Yeah,
it really is. It's kind of one of those things where it's just even storyline wise, it's too hard. Have some cards. Okay, don't have some cards. But so we move on to Daniel Bryan and Kane in the Extreme Rules match. This match, again, could be possibly topping one of the best matches of the night. Could be beating Evolution and Shield match if that match is let down. This is an Extreme Rules match. Dum dum dum. They actually have a stipulation on this. So this is obviously just going to be... We ain't going to see any slow motion headlocks or armbar takedown or 101 armbar. We're not seeing any Chris Jericho things. In there. This is going to be constant. Daniel Bryan's is going to be constantly on Kane. It's hitting him, attacking him. It's going to be. We're going to hopefully see some weapons, some tables, and everything. This match I'm really looking forward to because these two are just going to completely go at it. Probably, I don't even know. I'm hoping it'll have a really good ending. Like, I don't know, he chokes something through the Titantron or something, or maybe off the. Or through the ramp or something, something like that. So they did that a few years ago. I think it was between like Jeff Hardy and someone, and like it made it look like they'd thrown the guy off the Titantron because you could see him falling like the shadow through the screen. But even though you could tell he landed on the mattress on the way down, so that's pretty funny.
We're going back to the Attitude Era there. I think that was between Droz and the Legion of Doom. Unless there's been another spot, like say I didn't watch in the mid-90s, so for all I know there was one, but That's the only one I know of personally. When somebody
it might
behind.
be. I just remember, Raw Titantron, they threw him, and you can see his shadow falling like behind the Tron screen, and then obviously he landed. Okay, you might be right. I'm not gonna contradict. I'm not gonna go against you. You might be right.
I could be wrong as well. Cause like I said, there's a lot of stuff in the mid-90s I didn't watch. So
no, I don't. I automatically think Jeff Hardy because obviously you just think anyway. So that happened. So I'm gonna. Truthfully, obviously, I'm going to call it Daniel Bryan. Obviously because he's the champion. It would be quite surprising if Kane did win. I was going to say Kane, but I thought no, titles on the line. So obviously, D. Bryan is going to get the win. I wouldn't be surprised if Kane does something devious at the beginning of the match. He brings out a box surrounded with fire, be Bella in it or something. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Probably wouldn't happen though, but I mean, like it would be all Kazoo in a cage or something. Just to fuel the fire even more. So obviously, I'm going with D. Bryan. I'm assuming you're probably going to be doing the same.
Oh, definitely. If Kane does win, I reckon, on the off chance Kane does win, he'd probably drop the title back to him like the following night. So
yeah, so I don't think Kane's ready. So it's going to be D. Bryan, but it's going to be a great match regardless. So Rusev versus Woods and Truth. Obviously, I can see Rusev just crushing these guys. To be honest, them going over, they're going to make it look like they're beating it. If they're both in the ring, they're obviously going to have a moment where they're both double teaming him. He's going to come back, kick, slam, camel clutch, win. So there we go. So we finish off with the last match: Cesaro, Swagger and Rob Van Dam. So elimination match. So again, will probably be the opener. This will be again. This match holds pretty strong. This whole match holds pretty well. As for the winner, I'm going with either RVD or Cesaro. And since Cesaro has just been recently made a Paul Heyman guy, then I can see more that Cesaro will win this more than any of the other two. So I'm assuming Swagger will be eliminated first, and it'll be down to RVD and Cesaro. And Cesaro we'll probably have a great match between those two, and then obviously Cesaro will probably just get the win. So I think that's what's going to happen. So unless you've got anything different towards that.
No, you said Cesaro or RVD. I'm going 100% with Cesaro on that one.
Yeah, I think because it's probably easier. So yeah. So on overall. Extreme Rules doesn't look too bad. I don't mind. There's quite some good matches booked. There is really quite good. What I'm not happy about is the stipulations for both of them. It's supposed to be Night of the Extreme, and there's only 2 stipulations for each one of them. I would have thought at least Evolution and Shield would have had a stipulation, but they don't. So I'm a bit disappointed in that. But it should be. It's a box office pay-per-view, so usually when they're making box office, they do step up a little bit. So maybe we'll see. So yeah, and I'm afraid that's all. Are we doing good for time, or have we got to talk more?
No, we're fine down this. So there we go. So we've got Extreme Rules to look forward to. Just in case, anyone listening to this has been recorded on the Saturday before Extreme Rules. So. Yeah, if any of our predictions are wrong, we apologise in advance if you're listening to it, in a week's time or something.
Yeah, like I said, we didn't really want to do predictions like the day before thingy because it probably won't be going up on my channel until probably a Sunday morning or even Monday. So we didn't really want to do predictions, but we did it anyway just for the sheer fact of its opinion. So feel free to just stop. Well, obviously you've listened already, but so I can't say just stop and cut it off there because you've already just listened to it. So Extreme Rules obviously is this Sunday the 4th of is it 4th of May? The 4th of May. So not bad.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. funny. That's good. But yeah, so it should be good. It should be about a mediocre pay-per-view. I think it will be. I think it will be about about maybe a 6 out of 10 at best. Maybe it depends how things go. There's a lot of stuff I'm waiting for. So yeah. I'm not going to say to people leave their predictions because there's no point. But yeah, so next video we will be covering Raw, Smackdown, and Extreme Rules. So that will be interesting. So we'll probably get more than over an hour next time. So yeah.
Definitely. Okay,
we'll look forward to hearing you then.
Yeah, so this was Wrasslecast with myself, Peter Metalhead, and my ever burping co-host.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that.
I'm trying to bury you, sir. Get buried.
Raven. Yeah, everybody don't run over in here. We've had a good time. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. Always, drop a like if you enjoyed or agree with anything we said, or dislike it or comment it. We'll read it all anyway. So yeah, and we'll see you next week for 5. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, good night. And God bless.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.